beautiful peeps of YouTube, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Kat and you're watching Planning Calm. And here in this channel, I love to share with you all the many ways I can help you plan your way to calm and plan a calmer life. If you're new to my channel and this is your first time stopping by, hello, my name is Kat and I make planning, organization, and calm living inspired videos here on this channel. I love doing videos and sharing with you folks and helping to build a wonderful community. So if that's something that you are interested in, I would love for you to give this video a like and to subscribe and be a part of the Calm fam. And of course, if you're an OG or returning subscriber, I thank you so much for being here and for your love and support. It means so much. So in this video, I thought I would do something I have never done before, and that is to do an hour-long plan with me where we are just having some fun being in our planners. And my goal is to have you folks turn this on in the background and just plan away with me. Just plan with me. You can be cleaning, you can be organizing something, you could just be sitting and listening with your eyes closed, enjoying a nice cup of tea like I have here. I have the traditional medicinals spearmint tea. I heard it's great if you are a woman struggling with PCOS, and if you don't know what that is, that's polycystic ovarian syndrome, and it is it's delicious as well. So I am struggling with that disease, so I am getting myself some spearmint tea to hopefully help with the side effects of that whole situation. And we're going to tackle some topics. There's going to be a story time in this video where I'm going to share something that has been on my heart to share. I've been embarrassed to share about it, but I'm going to push through, be brave, and fear not, and share it with you because I feel like God is leading me to share it. And we're just going to have some fun, and we're going to catch up in our planners. We're going to chat. We're going to enjoy some tea, and we're going to enjoy each other's company. And one of the reasons why I am doing this and why I've wanted to do this for so long, a little backstory here, is that I have been somebody who's been single most of my life. I grew up in a very, well, before I dive into let me show you what I'm working with, and then I promise I'll come back to that. Okay, so in front of me, I have my three main planners. I spilled some hot water as I was making my tea on this. That's why these drops are there, and I'm hoping they dry up because I love when my planners look nice. But I have my ride or die. This is my Sterling Ink Calming Planner and the B6 Vertical. I love her. She's great. And then I have my Sprouted Planner, and this is kind of my household planner. And then I have my Notebook Planner. And these have been the planners of choice that I've been rolling with for most of this year, for the last 6 months. And I have planner piece. I'm totally happy and satisfied. Stay tuned to the channel to see whether or not I will continue with this lineup for next year, because I do have some planners in mind that I would like to break into and use for the 2026 year, but I haven't decided yet. Comment down below and let me know, one, how you're doing in the vein of Joey Tribbiani. For those of you who know. Comment down below and let me know how you're doing. And then comment down below and also tell me, what planner are you flirting with for using next year? I would love to know if you care to share in the comments down below. So let's get into it. So it's been a minute since I've been in my planners. I've been tremendously busy, as most of you have been, and I just haven't had a chance to plan. And I'm okay. I'm not going to beat myself up. That is why God invented back planning. And so that's what I'm going to be doing here. So I'm going to touch in my, let's see, my monthly. I have to do my June monthly. There we go. So I'm going to start with this first. Again, this is my Sterling Ink Calming Planner. And I'm going to have a spot of tea. Ooh, that's hot. Okay, I'm going to let that marinate for a bit. Okay, and I apologize for the slurping noise. I didn't realize it was going to be that hot. Okay, so here we go. So diving in, I have my trusty Sharpie pen. This one's probably on this last leg, but no, I have another one that's quite new, I think. Here we go. Is this it? Yeah, here we go. So this is my Sharpie pen. Love her. She's my ride or die. How many times I'm going to say that during this video? Oh, goodness. Okay, I'll stop. But I love this pen, and I'm here for it. In terms of stickers, because it's going to be that type of planning session when I'm going to be busting out some stickers because I can, and I love using stickers. And so I have my Wrong Rainbow collection, and I have some Erin Condren. I always say Erin Condren. I think people say EC. Comment down below and let me know how that's going. So I feel like I'm kind of, you know, being like old school here. And then I have my year in stickers. So I have those. So I'm going to use all that. And of course, my Planner Kate collection. I just took them out of my package. And then I have some Once More with Love. I have my Coffee Monsters Co. icon stickers, which I love. And shout out to Helen, because I love her too. She's just fabulous. If you're not following Helen at the Coffee Monsters Co., what you waiting for, girl? She is amazing. Just pure heart, pure beauty, pure talent. She's just amazing. I would love to meet her in person. So I'm going to be filling out my monthly, and I'm just trying to find some stickers. Now, for me, I'm old school, and I always like to go with a theme of some sorts when I'm decorating my planners. June, I always think is a green colored month, so I like to use the color green. I use green in March as well. Don't know why. That's just how I roll. And yeah, it's just it is what it is. And so, yeah, here we go. So I'm going to just drop some stickers here and just do what I do. So back to my story. The reason why I wanted to make a video like this is because I'm thinking of that single girl who's at home, not depressed or pathetic or anything like that, but who's entertained by YouTube. The reason why I've discovered YouTube, and I discovered YouTube like in 06, 07, and I loved it because it was okay, look at me. I'm just sitting here. Where are you gonna put this, cat? Where are you gonna put this? Anyway, get with the program. And YouTube was an introvert's dream. And I always said, you know, if I was brave, I would make a YouTube channel and share so I can give back, because I depended a lot on, you know, YouTube for, you know, to keep me company, to help me stay organized. I learned so much. I found it initially when I was learning about natural hair and how to care for natural hair, and it just parlayed from that. And so I've learned so much from YouTube, and it has been just a source of inspiration, support, encouragement, education, all the things. And I really wanted to have a channel one day so I can make a video like this and give back, because I remember, you know, watching people have their vlogs when vlogs just came out, and, you know, they were, you know, talking, and it gave me something to look forward to at the end of a long teaching day when you just want to, you know, just be done with everything. It really was a source of comfort for me. And so I always remember that single woman who really enjoyed, and I'm not saying I'm not enjoying YouTube now because I'm married. Obviously, that's not the case, because I have a channel here. I have a nice community of wonderful people. You yourself is included in that if you're watching. And, you know, like, it's just, it was great, and it is great. And what I'm saying is that when I was single, it was just different. It hit different because it meant something different. Because when you're away from all your family and your friends, and you're living in, you know, sometimes very remote places. And I was, you know, fun fact, I was an actor as well. So if I was on location somewhere and we were in between takes, I would pull up my phone and watch some YouTube. And, you know, I just feel so much better, you know, so much calmer, because I felt like I connected with a lot of people that I was watching, and it was just a lot of fun, and so on and so forth. I don't want to bore you guys to death here, but basically, I've really enjoyed YouTube and my YouTube journey, and so that's why I wanted to do a story time and an extra long plan with me video. You know, hopefully an hour, maybe a little bit longer. It doesn't matter. But I'm glad that you're here with me, sharing in this experience and having a blast, hopefully. And tell me what you're doing today. Are you just sprawled out on the couch? Are you cleaning? Are you organizing? Are you spending time with family? Are you at maybe a cottage or another facility? What are you up to today? Alrighty, so I think I'm going to actually take this green, there's this green washi here, and I'm just going to put it to the side because, you know, why not do something a little different here. And yeah, so it is June and I am exhausted. I'm exhausted. Comment down below if you're tired. I don't know what it is about this time of year. Okay, I do. It's because I'm a teacher and teachers are tired in June. But I am just like, and it's a weird kind of tired, because I'm not like tired, I need to go to bed tired. I think it's just pure mental exhaustion. Like, if somebody asks me a question, I'm like just standing there drooling, like, I can't even answer you. I'm sorry. I can't. I was talking to my brother the other day, and I couldn't even like talk in the conversation. I was just like, okay, I gotta go. I gotta get off this phone because I'm struggling. Okay, so I'm gonna bust out my year in stickers and see if there's any June related fun stickers I can add here before I drop in my information. And yeah, I'm just finding that life is just so draining. You know, I just don't know what's going on, but it's draining. And I've been talking about with my friends and my coworkers, and they say the same thing too. It's not just you, Kat. This is life right now. It's kind of heavy. There's a lot going on, and you know, it is what it is. So I'm just trying to navigate through that and all that. But it's hard. It's hard. Okay, so my grade 12s are graduating, and you know, it's funny. Like, they're like, are you coming? Are you coming? I'm like, oh, I hate graduation. Oh, and I've graduated, let's see, high school. I've had about 5 or 6 graduations, and I've only attended 2. And even this I just finished another master's, so I have 3 master's degrees, about to start a PhD sometime next year, or continue on with it. It's a long story. And I hate graduations. They're so boring. Comment down below if is it just me? Like, being hemmed up for 4 hours as somebody drones on, and then there's somebody's speech, and it's like awkward because the speech is usually terrible, and I mean, it's my students, I get it, and I'm the teacher who's standing there like, oh, that's my baby, clapping and stuff. But man, I can't. It's boring, man. It's boring. And so anytime my student asks me like, can you come? I want to shake your hand. I'm like, I don't know. We'll see how I feel. Oh gosh, they sound terrible. But yeah, that's it. That's my truth. That's my truth. Judge me if you want. So I'm gonna funify. Yeah, that's a word I just made up. Anyway, I'm gonna funify this because, you know, it is getting close to summer. I love me some pineapples. I love me an ice cream. So I'm gonna drop some cute little stickers here. And again, if I haven't said so, thank you so much for being here. Like, to see me geek out and spend time with me as I'm geeking out in my planner, it means so much. It truly does. Because you could be anywhere doing anything, and you are choosing to spend your time with me. So that means a lot. That means a lot. And yeah, let's see here. Okay, so I'll take it from the top. I have financial obligations that I have to put down here, aka my mortgage. And you know, in all truth, I know I'm supposed to be this organization person, but I just haven't had the time. I'm not gonna lie. It's the truth on this channel here. And my stickers are all in a disarray. I need to organize them. And that's a summer project. When school's done and I have some free time, that's what I look forward to doing. And I'm here for, oh, that's where my basketballs, oh goodness. Been waiting and waiting. I'm gonna put those aside there. And yeah, let's see here. I always find there's a lot of pressure when I'm planning, like doing Plan With Me's, like filming them, because I always feel like, oh gosh, I don't want to waste these people's time. I am like trying to find something and I'm trying to be quick about it, but then I can't figure out what I'm doing and blah, 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 blah. And yeah. So bear with me as I try to, may have to edit this out as I'm trying to look for things here. I'm just taking out some of the stickers that I know I'm going to be using. And yeah, let's see here. Oh goodness, I got a couple of those. And yeah, okay. So yes, I appreciate you spending your days and your times with me, because, you know, it means a lot. I haven't been, you know, I haven't kept it a secret that I would love to do YouTube. Love to do YouTube full time. I feel like YouTube hits and checks all the buttons for me. It gives me an opportunity to be an entrepreneur, which is something I've always wanted to do. Have my own business, set my own time schedule. I've always wanted to do that and be like that and have that instead of working on somebody else's time schedule. And, you know, it's just, I've grown a lot as a person, and I'm somebody who knows what I want, and I'm not willing to compromise like I once did in any aspect of my life. I'm somebody who, when I was younger, I would always be the people pleaser, and I always did what other people expected me to do. And I got good grades because I was told to get good grades. I didn't miss a day of school, really, because I was told that, you know, school's important. And I ate my vegetables even though I didn't like it. And I did all the things right. And you know what I've learned is it doesn't matter. Nobody cares. You can do all the things and do all the right moves and make all the right moves and all that stuff, and it doesn't matter. People will still treat you poorly because you let them walk all over you, and people will still use you, and people will still, you know, good example of that, professionally, as a teacher, when you do a good job, it's not, it's more of, you know, you did a great job, here's more work for you. There's no, well, you did a good job, here's a break. Let me take something off your plate. It's just, when you're good at what you do and you do what you're supposed to do, there's just more work for you. And meanwhile, you see people who, you know, do nothing or do it poorly, and they have more breaks and they have more time to spend with their family or do whatever they want to do. Why is this so hard to come off? And you don't have that because you're capable. And so I'm like, does this make sense here? Does this really make sense? Why am I kicking myself, trying to go above and beyond in this job where nobody appreciates me for it anyway? And I'm not just talking about this job specifically that I'm in, more of like the profession in which I operate in. Why am I doing that? So yeah, it's really taken me some time to think about things and to really, you know, make sure that I am, you know, making the right moves for me. And that a lot of times that involves not, you know, being somebody's, you know what. And so I will always think for myself and do for myself and make my own choices and not let anybody rule me or run me. And I will always, and this is something that a lot of people don't like, comment down below if you're the same. But I will always stick up for myself, and I will always stick up for what is right. And, you know, I'm very vocal, and I gotta be honest, some people don't like that. Some people don't like that. And that's okay. I don't care because I'm always going to do what's right for myself and my family and, you know, what's right, period. So yeah, that's my spiel. Let's see. It is this date. I got to make sure I put my little basketball thing here. So yeah, I'm curious. Are you someone who's struggled with that? You know, asserting yourself and, you know, setting the tone and grounds for different things. I would love to know if you care to share. And I'm just thinking if I have any more stickers. I got to. Let's see here. Yeah, I think. Oh no, I'm gonna celebrate. Another celebration sticker here. I'm gonna eat cake and enjoy because it's the last day of school. Okay, I cannot wait. I am gonna take a personal day this day. Okay, so I'm just reaching in and getting some stickers here for just some stuff going on here. Meal prepping, no. Again, I really need to organize these stickers. It's a hot mess express. Bear with me, folks. But I'm just looking for my mortgage sticker. And yeah, then we'll jump into the story time. Because I love a good story time. Okay. Comment down below if you are finished school, like your children or your students are done school and you're kind of in break mode. Because I don't have any children, but I would imagine being a mom or being a dad or being a parent during summer break would be enough to drive you crazy. Because yeah, kids are very, very demanding, and they get bored easily, and you don't want them on screens the whole time, I would imagine. But like, what do they do? You know, I guess a lot of times people put them in activities or sports or something. Yeah, I don't know. Tell me what you folks do with your kids during the summertime. I would love to know if you care to share. I spelled family incorrectly, but I'm just going to roll with it. And yeah. I love planning. Well, love planning. So this is grad day. I'm also taking my personal day here, so I'm going to write that in. Okay, and this is the grade 10 exam. Gotta remember that. And this is insurance, which is important as a major bill. And tournament. It's a basketball tournament. Yeah, so I kind of wondered what parents do during the not March break, but the summer break. How do they entertain their kids and stuff? This is the last day of school. I'm so excited. Well, actually, the students are out. Well, I should probably note that. It's the last day of work for teachers, but the students' last day is the 25th. So I'm going to actually indicate that there. And yeah. Here we go. And they're done. They are done. Stick a fork in them. They're done. They're tired. It's been a long year, and asking kids to go hog wild all this time with everything going on is, yeah. It's a lot. Last day with students. Let's put that there. Go. And I'll put a little celebration thingy here, because why not? I love a good, cute moment. There we go. And I got bills pay here. And one thing that I am starting to realize is that I want to simplify. And as I'm saying want, I need to simplify my life. Right now, Mr. Calm and I have 2 cars, 2 vehicles, and we are just realizing that I don't think we need a second vehicle anymore. And so in the process of selling my vehicle, because it's the smallest, and he has like a truck, and yeah, I think we are just in the stage of life where we want to simplify things, and we're working on our debt portfolio and reducing debt, and so we are going to sell my vehicle and pay off some debt, and we are feeling great about it. Of course, that's a process. Selling a vehicle is not always fun. I've done it before, but it can be done, and you get it done, you get the money, you pay it off, and you move on with your life. So yeah, and let's see, got an appointment here, and this one is prom. It's to celebrate. Oh, and do we have a party situation here? We'll use some balloons here for prom. Alrighty. So this is my monthly view. I feel like I raced through this, but I'm okay with that. Like, I mean, we busy here. It's not about perfection. It's about, just making it look nice, and we're moving on. So yeah, this is it. This is the monthly view. I just use a little bit of washi, dropping my stickers, and yeah, we're gonna move on. So moving, oh, well, look at here. I did do some planning. Okay. So this is the first week of June, and I did some planning that I totally didn't remember. And then I thought I didn't do anything, so I'm actually okay. Second week, do I hear third? Do I hear third? No. Okay. So we'll do this weekly view together here in my common planner. And I think I'm going to carry on the tradition of, I'm going to have a sip. I love tea. Comment down below and let me know, what is your favorite tea brand or tea flavor? My favorite is the Bengal Spice by Celestial Seasonings. Oh, I turned that one on to Mr. Calm, and he loves it too. It's just the perfect blend. I love it in the fall, especially when it's a little bit chilly and the leaves are changing, and it just hits. I love it. But the spearmint is great too. Okay, so let's drop some washi and let's head into our story time. So I am somebody who, I don't usually care what people think. I mean, people will always have an opinion about how you live your life or how you look or how you're supposed to look. And I've always marched to the beat of my own drum, And it's interesting with social media, how so many people, we have access to how other people live and how other people conduct and carry on their lives, that a lot of people, have it in their mind, I'm guessing, to think that, as a person, this is how you're supposed to look, or this is how you're supposed to act, and this is what you're supposed to look like, is what I'm getting at here. And most recently, I went to a place in town, and some of my hobbies, I'm trying to, spend some time, just spending time with myself and, enjoying hobbies and things like that. And so I went to a place, and I won't give it any specifics because that's not part of the story. But the first time I went, this person was staring at me and staring at me and staring at me. And I'm like, I wonder why this person's staring at me. And I was thinking, okay, well, maybe it's my hair. I get a lot of comments on my hair or on my teeth or on my skin. Little microaggressions, if you will, because I live in a predominantly how do I say this? Like, I live in Canada, so I mean, it's kind of part and parcel for the course. When you're the minority in a lot of situations, people tend to notice that you're different and will want to comment on it, which it can get annoying. But again, that's not part of the story. So this person was looking and looking and looking, and funny enough, the person who was staring and staring and staring was the same complexion as me. And so after we were done what we were doing, I got my things ready, my bag, my planner, and I was putting everything and getting ready to leave. And this person approached me and was like, "Excuse me, have you ever thought about getting a nose job?" And I was like, "Ooh, well, that's a random question that I wasn't expecting." And I looked at them and I'm like, "What business is it of yours whether or not I want to get a nose job?" And she was like, "Oh, well, like, I got one and it was life-changing. I think it would help you too." And I said, "Well, like, this is the nose God gave me, no bridge and all, and I'm happy with it, And then we kind of got into a conversation, and she'd asked me, "Have I ever thought about getting, surgery to improve my looks?" And I'm like, "Well, like, the only surgery I had," and this is after, because she had eventually introduced herself and all that stuff. And so I was like, and I mean, I don't hold back. I'm just somebody who, like, okay, if you want to know something, and if I feel like telling you, I'll tell you. So I said that I had breast reconstruction in my 30s. I had a bilateral mangioplasty, which is a fancy term for a crazy breast reduction because I was on the big side. But other than that, I did that for medical reasons because my back was killing me and I couldn't take it anymore. And so my surgeon, who was fantastic, helped me out with that. And other than that, I haven't had any cosmetic stuff or anything. I just, try to drink a lot of water and so on and so forth. And she was insisting that, it should be something that I look into because, it could help open up doors for me. And, like, my nose is not attractive, no offense, as she was saying. But as a Black woman, I should be really, concerned with the way I look, and society has a view of Black women and blah, blah, blah. She went to all these speeches, and I'm like, well, what about somebody who doesn't care what people think? Like, this is the nose I got. This is what God has blessed me with. It works. So why would I want to change it? And she said, yeah, I was like you, and, so was James Brown and, Halle Berry and Beyonce, and she's naming all these Black people, Kelly Rowland and, Michael Jackson, and she's going on and on about all these Black people who's had nose jobs, she said, and how their lives got better because of their nose job. And I'm just like, first I'm just like, man, this woman is busted in the head. But anyway, I didn't want to judge. I wanted to give her a fair, okay, maybe she's onto something. I'll try to listen to be polite. But, she was going on and telling, and she was explaining her procedure, and she went to Mexico to get it done. And all the while she's talking, I'm like, your nose looks so messed up. And I ended up, like, because she was telling me, like, well, you don't have a bridge, and it makes you look like your eyes are floating, and da-da-da-da-da. Don't you know that a rhinoplasty would ground your face, and da-da-da-da-da. And, you would, like, get more attention from men, and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, what makes you think I want any of that stuff? Like, if my eyes look like they're floating in my head, who cares? I'm okay with it. I'm not going to drop $20,000 in Mexico or Turkey or wherever to get, I don't know, like, it was like the weirdest day. It was like one of those days where, like, is everybody on crack? Like, I don't know. I couldn't get over it. Anyway, but, yeah, the conversation was it was interesting. And, we ended up going for coffee because I can tell there was other things going on with her. And, I didn't have any, like, prior plans. So I said, you know what, maybe this person just needs a word. And, like, not a word, but not a shoulder to cry on, but just like some company, some peace or something. She's obviously drawn to me for a reason. Don't know what that reason is, but I'm gonna see if I can help support her or, encourage her or do whatever God would like me to do to help her. And so we ended up going for coffee at a coffee shop, and like a local coffee shop. And she was talking, and what ended up happening, the more she felt comfortable with me and the more, she felt at ease, she was basically saying that, she felt pressured to get this surgery because she, all her life, was told she was never attractive, and this was wrong with her and that was wrong with her. If it wasn't her hair being straight, if it wasn't her skin being light, if it wasn't this, if it wasn't that. Like she said, she had, because she was very petite and very slim, and she said she had that going for her. But the other things she really struggled with. And she got a nose job. And after talking with me, because we talked for about 2 hours or so, and it was a great conversation, I must admit. Obviously, I feel like God put me in her path for a reason. And, again, don't know what that reason is, but I'm assuming it was probably for comfort or something. But yeah, like it turned out to be a really good conversation. And what I told her was, people are always going to have something to say. You're never going to be perfect. Like you can try your best to be what society wants, but at the end of the day, there's always going to be somebody who is going to tell you, you're not good enough. You're not the right fit, the height, size, race, etc., etc. And there has to come a point in your life where you are comfortable enough with yourself, that you love yourself enough that you don't care what other people think. And I told her about my story and how, like I was that girl who, I didn't date because I was the, unattractive one. I wasn't the one guys were running to. And I'm okay with that. Like, I was religious anyway, so it wasn't like I was dating here and there and anything like that. But, having that rejection and feeling that inadequate in our society, especially as a young woman, young person, it doesn't even matter. It can do something to you. It can really affect you and impact you in a negative way. And so I find that, and this kind of led me down a rabbit hole of looking at other things that Black women, and not just Black women, but women as a whole, face. And yeah, there's a lot of pressure for Black women to have cosmetic surgery to look like their white counterparts, to essentially eradicate their ethnic features in order to blend in and be accepted in whatever society they're in. When I was younger, like in my 20s or so, I was at the airport. I was traveling as usual, and I ran into this Rastafarian man, and he was like, yeah, and he was Jamaican accent all up and through, and he was telling me how fat I was and I should lose weight and become a vegan, which I'm laughing because at the time I'm like, I wasn't even big, but anyway. And he was telling me that I should get some lightening cream on me. Like, why don't I use lightening cream? And everybody in Jamaica use lightening cream. What am I waiting for? And it now it's the nose job. Back then it was the lightening cream. Back in the 90s, it was the hair thing. There's always something as a Black woman. It just feels like you're constantly bombarded with messages from society that tell you you're not good enough. And I'm somebody who, as I've gotten older, I no longer care what society thinks, because no matter what, if I ran out and got a rhinoplasty, and the funny thing is, side note, like my mom was the same way. She grew up feeling inadequate, and she would, when I was younger, she would always pinch my bridge and say, oh, I don't want you to have a nose like mine, and I want you to have a nice nose, and I want you to have a straight nose. And she was very big on me marrying a man with a straight nose, because then our kids would have a chance and have a bridge. And like, it's like, again, something that was ingrained in her as well. And so this is a generational thing. And there comes a time where you can't worry about what other people think or say. And yeah, like it's just, it's crazy how we're so brainwashed into thinking there's something wrong with us as Black women, and that we don't measure up somehow, and that there's, you know, we're never attractive, and we're never this, and we're never that. And there's the messages are there in front of us because we don't see, like me growing up. And I actually made a Instagram post about this last week or a couple days ago. I don't even remember at this point. About seeing Black hair products in Shoppers Drug Mart, like just in the main aisle instead of at on an end cap, or like at the back of the store, or in the food aisle, or something crazy like that. Because most of my life was that. It was always, you know, being Black and having Black features and needing Black products was always somebody's afterthought. And so it teared me up to see hair products meant for me in right beside where everything else was, where, you know, other people's stuff was. Like, that meant something to me because I've never seen it before in almost 30 years. 30 years. 50 years. Oh, I wish I was come on, Kat. You know, like, and it meant something to me. And so I had to take a picture of that because it was like, whoa, this is crazy. I've never seen this before. And I've been in tons of stores in Canada, and yeah, that was different. And so, you know, like, I'm sharing this story time because I know it's not just me. There's other people out there, and you don't have to be Black, you know, you don't have to be whatever, but there's women who believe that they're not good enough, you know, whether it's their weight or their height or their hair or their skin color or their acne or something. And there's always somebody out there telling us that we're not. And it's whether or not you're going to believe that, and whether or not you're going to accept what others are saying and take it as your gospel. And I'm telling you, you don't need to. You don't need to accept it. You don't need to fall victim to other people's expectations of how you should be, or who you should be, or what you should be. I get it all the time. I really do. And, you know, if it's not you don't look Black enough, you don't talk Black enough, you know, you don't dress Black enough. There's you're too Black, you're too this, you're too that. You're not skinny enough. You're not a mother. That's another big one, which I'll save for another video. And women are cruel. Women are cruel. Like, if you don't have kids, like, oh, you're selfish. There's something wrong with you. Like, why would you do that? Blah, 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 blah. And if you're a Christian, oh, God says that. Da, 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 da. And Mary Magdalene and whatever woman they want to quote in the Bible. And it's just like, honey, you need to fall back and mind your business, okay? Because what I do with my uterus, or what I don't do, according to you, is none of your business, you know? And we don't know people's stories. That's another thing too. We don't know, like, I mean, I shared at the beginning of the video why I'm drinking the tea, you know? And it's because, like, I'm not, I don't want to say normal, whatever, but I got some issues, you know? Like, do I run around telling everybody that? No. Do I need to? Should I have to? No, because it's not your business. Also, what's none of your business is whether or not I have kids or not, you know? So, like, what I'm saying is, be kind. Be kind. We don't know somebody's story. It's taken me decades and decades and decades to accept myself, my nose, you know, my weight, all the things that I'm insecure of, because we all have insecurities. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, I am so confident, I have no insecurities. Of course I do. We all do. But I'm a place where God has shown me, you know, through his love and his blessings, you know, that I'm meant for bigger things, and that I can't, you know, like rely on what other people are saying, or, you know, think about what other people say, because at the end of the day, it's not important. It really, truly isn't important. Meal planning, the bane of my existence. Comment down below if you are struggling with meal planning. Ugh. I don't know. I'm just not feeling it. I'm just not feeling it, but I will make space for it regardless. We're gonna have date night this day before. So yeah, you know, like I'm okay. I'm good enough the way I am. And, you know, when somebody, and the funny thing is, this isn't the first time somebody has mentioned something about my nose. Even being on social media, people have commented, actually, I'm going to use these other stickers for this part. People have commented about, you know, well, your nose is kind of flat, you know. Are you going to do something about it? I'm like, is it any of your business, honey? You know, like, I don't see why people need to comment on my nose. And the funny thing is, I get more comments on my nose than my weight. I thought for sure people would be like, oh, honey, you a big girl, you should lose some weight, which I'm in the process of doing. Thank you. Or trying to anyway. But yeah, it's interesting. You know, people always feel like they have something to say, and you know, it's your role and goal to not listen, because you don't have to. Other people's opinions don't define who you are, and you're beautiful and perfect just how God made you. You don't need to change. Now, if you want to change and you got the funds, I mean, have at her, girl. Have at her, dude. If you want to, you know, change into that, feel free. But don't feel like you have to, especially if you're a Black woman who has, you know, Black features. You're Black. You're supposed to have those features. You know, if everybody, and it's funny too, because you look on social media and so many of these people look the same. Like, it's like they all have the same plastic surgeon. I saw a post about the Kardashians. I know, insert eye roll. And people were commenting how they all look the same. It's like they've morphed into one person now. It's like, yeah, because they all have the same plastic surgeon. And I think that's sad. You know, like I think we are all born different looking, and that's okay. You know, we don't need to, you know, all look the same. So yeah, there's my spiel on that. So I'm going to wrap up this portion here. I'm going to leave that because I'm going to talk to Mr. Calm about what he wants for dinner. And I'm going to just kind of leave that blank there. And I also want to move on to my other planner because I know that is... I know that needs some love too. So this is where I'm ending off with my weekly spread. This is where I'm going to put my meals. I added some stickers there because I need a little inspiration, you know. I need a little something because, like I said, meal planning is not my forte. I wish it were. And I'm going to be working on that this summer. We're both going to be working on that, but I'm going to leave that there. So I'm going to push my common planner aside. We're done with her for now. And then I'm going to pull out my... spreaded planner, my spreaded planner. So here we go. Okay, now this one I know I have neglected. Yeah, this one I definitely need to get caught up on this one here. Okay, I'm actually going to, because this one here is kind of like my everyday spread, and this one is more of the family. So Mr. Calm, he can peek out of this one and kind of see like if I'm doing something or if he's doing something. And I tend to put more of his things in here as opposed to the common planner one. I think what I am going to do though is I'm going to make this a stickerless free, like event sticker free, and just kind of get the stuff down because yeah, we are rolling here. Goodness, I was worried about like, what am I going to talk about for an hour? What am I going to do for an hour? And just comment down below if you just get caught up in the world of planning and you're having so much fun that you kind of forget the time and you just kind of forget what's going on. And before you know it, hours have passed and you're still doing it. That's me. Comment down below if that's you as well. But yeah, I am so happy that you have decided to spend this time with me as I kind of get caught up and do some back planning, share some stories. You know, I wanted to share the story with you. It just felt in my heart to share it because someone probably needed to hear it. And what I'm so grateful for with this platform is, that God has given me a voice to share with other people. And sometimes I know for myself, I never had, others, like I felt like I was going through things and I felt like I was so alone in it. Like whether that be, my polycystic situation or anxiety or, trying to find a job or trying to find my place, trying to find my voice, all those things. I always felt like it was just me who was struggling with it. And what I found just by sharing my story, which I think is such an important thing to do, when you share your story, you realize that you're not alone. And I think that's how God intended us to live. We're not meant to, be alone and be on our own and, just kind of live on an island unto ourselves. I think we're supposed to, share in each other's stories and each other's lives in order to help each other and support each other through them. And so, I just think it's important to share certain things. And it's important. So I'm gonna write down this. If you keep seeing me write down grade 10 exam, it's because it's kind of a big deal. As an English teacher, it's kind of what you are building towards and all that stuff. Let's see. So, I gotta write that in. That's gonna be, I'm slowly paying off my student loans and my line of credit for school. And it's not fun. It's annoying. But it is what it is. So, insurance. Now our insurance is, our house and our vehicles. So that's that. And then credit cards, because we like to use our credit cards for points and things like that, but we try to pay it off at the end of the month. And so there's that. And he has one and I have one. That one's due there. The other one is due on the 17th. And let's see here. It's Father's Day on the 15th. Now, my dad's passed away, but Mr. Calm's father is with us, and so we celebrate with him, which is great. It's also his birthday here. And let's see, what else am I forgetting? I think I'm going to pause here on the talking so I can remember to write everything down, and then I'll come back and we'll join it. Okay, so I've written in most of the things that are important, and I said I wasn't going to use any event stickers, but I do want to break out my June stickers and see what kind of things I can use to help spice it up a little bit. And yeah, just enjoy. I can't believe it's summer. And yeah, June is always bittersweet because there's a lot of exciting things happening and a lot of changes, a lot of growth. I see it in my students, and they're, you know, excited for school to be over, but at the same time, you know, they are nervous and scared about the future, and, you know, excited about the future. It's a whole thing, and I totally understand. How do you feel about the summer? Like, are you excited for it? Are you nervous? Are you, like, how do your kids feel if you have kids? How do they respond when it's that summertime? I know a lot of my students are kind of nervous because it's like, what do I do? My friends are all in school, and what do I do? But yeah. Okay, so I'm going to put this in here, I think. There we go. And I'm just so calm. You know, I love planning. It is such a calming thing. And I'm so happy that I'm able to share this calming and relaxing activity with you folks, because it's such a blessing. It's such a blessing to me. And I'm somebody who, for the longest time, I've been extremely high strung. I'm somebody who, I've always been that way. I think I get it from my mom. Love you, Mom. But she is like that as well. And I found that planning and being a part of, you know, just activities that help me be more calm is extremely, extremely rewarding. And this is why I have this channel, so I can share this with you folks, because it is such a blessing to be able to just get caught up in something that you really enjoy. And in my case, it's a hobby that, you know, really, really helps other people, which fills my cup even more. It's such a wonderful thing. And yeah, I'm here for it. I am here for it. So I want to thank you for being a part of today's, you know, extra long back planning story time plan with me. It's meant so much to have you here, just listening along, and hopefully, you know, doing something that is also bringing you calm along with me. And, you know, I'm going to stop here probably, because I have to tend to the laundry and all the other things that, you know, I do on the weekends. But this is, like I said, has been such a blessing, and I'm so glad that I was able to share it with you. So thank you so much for being here today. And comment down below and let me know, what are you getting up to this weekend? I would love to know if you care to share. And if you are somebody who may be going through a difficult time right now, you may have lost a loved one, you may be in some type of financial problems, may struggling with a sickness or an illness, comment down below and let me know so I can send some prayers, and we can all help comfort and support you in the comments below. If you feel, you know, so inclined to share that with us, we would love to be able to help support you in that way. So we are a family here. That's why I call it the Calm Fam. And I love the fact that we are all there supporting and helping each other. It means so much to me, because that is the type of community that I wanted to be a part of. And I'm so happy that it's a community that I've been able to be, you know, involved in. And it's such a blessing. This community is nothing without you folks. So thank you so much for being here, for commenting, for liking videos, for subscribing, for your DMs, for everything. It means so much. And I'm going to call it a day today. So thank you so much for planning along with me and back planning and talking and sharing and drinking in some wonderful tea. I can't wait to share another video like this sometime in the future. Probably not until July when I have a little bit more time, but it was a joy spending my time with you, and I hope you feel the same. So thank you so much for being here, my friends, and until the next time, take care, be well, be blessed, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye, Planner Peeps.